welcome back to Dressed in Black. It's me, Naima Brianna, back with another video. Before we get started, I just want y'all to remember, if you like this video, please like, share, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be the first to stay up to date on all new content and videos and giveaways and whatever else I'll be doing on this channel. And yeah, let's get started. Today I want to list 7 reasons why I didn't hate 2020 and kind of like slash like what I learned from it. I know it's kind of like controversial because some people, it was a really, like for all of us, it was a tough year in some ways, but I think for me personally, it wasn't my worst year. Like I talked to some people and they, they were feeling the pressure of 2020, but me personally, I've had rougher years. I didn't really hate it. Like I learned a lot. I grew. I think I became a better person. Like you kind of didn't have a choice. You were really faced with yourself and the people around you, especially if you were stuck in the house with a significant other or kids or a roommate or whatever the case might be. Like you were really focused on you and your surroundings. So number one, if you're an introvert, it was pretty much the same. It wasn't like for me, it ain't changed that much. Like I'm usually in the house. I don't like crowds. I don't like going out. Like it didn't change that much. Like if you were an extrovert and you like going places and social butterfly, yeah, you probably had a hard time. But me personally, it was like a dream at first. It was bad, it was scary, but it wasn't. I can't it's hard to explain. Like I think what it was, like, I'm used to being the uncomfortable one. And for once, I felt comfortable while everybody else was kind of freaking out, if that makes sense. I just tried to make the best of a bad situation, but I already kind of knew how to, because that's how I navigate my life, So it was just, it took naturally to me to be in quarantine. Number 2 on my list is that I feel like the right people who are supposed to be here stayed and the wrong people left. And that was throughout literally from January to December, like the whole time. Like a lot of people kind of came and went. It could be a family member, it could be significant others, it could be, I felt like I no longer held people around just for the hell of it. Like I know what I want more now, You don't have time to play. You start thinking about your life more when things like this start to happen. And if you don't fit that, then you gotta go. Like, not to be like mean or nothing, but on the flip side, also if I really value you and I realize like you're really there for me and I found a way to get closer and really establish those bonds, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like I established the bonds with the people that I wanted to. And everybody else just gotta go, and it's not like I don't hate you or nothing, you just don't fit in my life, and I don't see the point in having relationships that don't mean anything to me. Like we getting too old for that. Number 3 is I stopped being afraid and learned to live in the present. So everybody who knows me know I had horrible anxiety. It wouldn't even necessarily be anything that would trigger it. I mean, like crowds and like public speaking, stuff like that could trigger it. But I just had it in general. And I kind of lived my life around that. Like certain jobs I couldn't take. Going to school, like if I get there, I would drive like an hour out to go to school. And if I sat down and started feeling like it was too many people in the room or people were staring at me, like anything, like then I would just get up and just go home. Like I wasted so much time living in fear. And I know it's not like my fault, I didn't ask for this, but this year like I learned to just push myself out of my box, like just go beyond what I thought I could do. Like this is why I really like to speak now, because I didn't do it before. And a few times, if you're like me, when you do actually speak, people don't tend to listen, or they talk over you or interrupt you, and that's like, okay, well, I'll just go back to not talking, and then they're mad that you don't want to talk. So I really learned to be more out of the box and just believe in myself and just do what I want to do. Like like I said, life is too short. So yeah, that was a big one for me. My number 4 is I stopped procrastinating. I'm also a huge procrastinator. That's one of my bad habits. You don't have the luxury of always taking time and assuming you can get it done later, because later might not ever come, you know? 5 minutes of just, you know, sitting there watching TV, I'm like, oh, I could be up doing something. You know, and that's what I try to do now. Like, I got locked out of my house this morning. And I was outside for about like 45 minutes, and I'm just like, you know, freezing cold, but I'm like, I could be doing something right now. I couldn't go nowhere. My car keys and my house keys were locked in the house. So even with that, like, I tried to make content on my phone while I'm sitting outside. Like, I'm doing research. I'm always doing something. Like, I'm pushing myself to be more active. I've definitely spent way too many years just being cooped up in the house due to anxiety or lack of money or whatever the case was. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm ready to be like busy. I want to be everywhere doing everything. And I feel like 2020 really helped like kick stuff in gear for me and stop playing around. Like, you're not gonna be young forever, you know. I mean, if you're a black woman, you always gonna pretty much look the same. But eventually, you know, kids, husband, whatever comes through in life, I'm not always gonna have this time to just do what I want to do. So I really got up off my ass and I did it. Number 5, I learned to relax. It was a lot of scenarios that I kind of knew were gonna pop up last year, and when they did, I immediately saw it as a test. Like, I didn't take it too seriously. Like before, if anyone were to come in my life, I would just welcome them with open arms and just be kind of naive and believe what everybody has said. But now I see things differently. You know, you gotta trust your gut. You gotta just know that things are gonna be okay. If you really, really have strong faith and you trust yourself, nothing bad is gonna happen to you. Just believe yourself when something don't seem right. Just go with that feeling. Don't let nobody tell you that you're doing too much, you're overthinking, you're this, you're that. Okay, yeah, maybe. But that don't stop you from not being the person you said you are, and I peeped it, so now you're mad. Like, no. I like to see the good in everybody. And that could also be a flaw. But I'm not gonna let myself get walked all over, you know? Like, that's done. Like, I don't care who you are anymore. I gotta do what's best for me and putting myself first, which I think brings me into, what is it, number 6? Yep, number 6. I learned to, I be forgetting. Yeah, put myself first, learn my, you know, patience, self-love. That's something that I struggle with because I want to give love to everybody. I want to have such a big heart. And I used to think that if I did, like, all these things and take you places and buy you things, that it would make people like me more. And then I turn around and realize that I like them way more than they like me. Like, I'm not as high on the scale in their lives. Like, people just forget about me. They don't even think about me, where I'm always considering them and thinking of them. And, you know, that's life, I guess. It's hard. But I know the right people will eventually come in my life. I pray on it all the time. I'm trying to make a community around myself where I have people who are like me around me. Because I think that's the only way I'm really going to find that true happiness and that peace of mind. Like, I don't have to worry, like, do they really like me? Like, are we really friends? Are we really as close as I think we are? Like, it gets exhausting. So all I'm saying is, you know, really just check the energy around you. If you're not seeing effort being put in, don't keep putting effort and money and time and staying up late worrying about people that don't give a crap about you. Like, 2021, we moving on, we moving forward, period. Number 7, I learned to be more grateful. I just feel a lot of gratitude when I get up in the morning. It don't even matter, like, if it's sunny, I don't care. Like, I'm just happy to be awake. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be in a position where I can do what I love, or at least try to do what I love and express myself. And, you know, I had a lot of people don't know, but me and my mom both were in the hospital a lot last year. Oh my gosh. And she's been having, like, medical issues for a few years. So I'm just like super, like when we got past it, oh my gosh, like it was a rough, like quarantine, coronavirus was like in the back of my mind compared to other things that was happening. That's why I'm like, I know to a lot of people it's like probably the biggest, scariest thing that ever happened to you. But for me, I've been going through scary things my whole life. So I was like, virus, okay. Like, what else can go wrong? You know, like what else is it going to be today? Like that's how it kind of felt. And now that I'm past that, like your health really is everything, for real. It do not matter how much money you have, where you live, what you wear, just to feel good. Like I was in bed for weeks, like I couldn't breathe, like it was bad. Like I don't even want to talk about it. You really have to be grateful. Just have gratitude all the time. You're gonna get more things by being now I can't talk, by being grateful for what you already have. Basically you'll attract more good things and good people into your life. So that's what I'm just focusing on. And you don't have to force it. Like don't be like, oh, I'm grateful, I'm happy. Like it's okay to not be happy where you at and to want more and to aspire to have more. But like, you know, just be happy with the little things. Like enjoy the little things, like they say on Zombieland. Yeah, so those were my 7 reasons why I did not hate 2020. And what I learned from it is kind of like I didn't hate it because in comparison to other years, you know, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as personal to me specifically, you know. I feel for people who it was really hard and personal and they lost loved ones and careers or whatever the case may be. I know it's not easy. It wasn't easy. It's still gonna be a tough road ahead, but just try to find a positive in everything. So those were my 7 reasons why I didn't hate 2020 / what I learned from it. And if you have any similar experiences or if anything good happened to you, like you had a baby or you got married or something like that, I want to hear about it. So please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.